And joining me right now is Mo Khan, Chief Executive Officer of hVIVO. hVIVO is ticker. Mo, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me on, Justin.
Yeah, well, listen, you've been on the podcast a lot over this year and you've been very busy, lots of things going on. So I thought, only fitting we try and encapsulate the entire year, 2022, and we'll also look at what's going to happen in 2023. So take it away, Mo, if you could.
Yeah. So let me give you a brief summary of what we've been up to this year. So I'm very pleased to say that we are still aligned to deliver 50 million pounds in revenue. That's almost a 30% increase year on year. Our EBITDA target was or is 13 to 15% EBITDA margin. Again, we are online to hit those numbers, and that's almost double the EBITDA margin for last year, albeit on even a higher revenue target. We're still high cash balance, 20 million pounds in September, and the order book has been amazing. I mean, we've had a huge spike in visibility towards first half of 2024 with regards to contracted revenue. So that's been one of the great successes of 2022. On top of that, we've been able to consolidate our business with the big pharma. We're continuously working with 4 of the top 10 big pharma on a repeat case basis, which I see myself as a great sign of confidence in our ability to deliver a model which we know brings return of investment for our customers. The average size of the challenge trial has also significantly increased for a number of reasons. The main driver being that the number of volunteers we've been asked to recruit by our customers is increasing. So effectively, that does increase the overall service revenue we are recognizing for the trials we are conducting. And remember, all these trials and the revenue is recognized in under a 10-month period, which is a great way for us to recognize revenue, but also a really good way for our clients to expedite their drug development plans as they move forward in getting the drug to market. And to be able to do all this year, we've also increased our facilities and our resource count by over 50%. So we're able to address this significant increase in work that we've seen this year. On top of that, we have launched new models or have started building new models. So this year, we have already launched the malaria model. We're building a new influenza model. We're building a new Omicron challenge model. So we are looking to continue to diversify the portfolio of challenge agents we offer our customers. And one of the great successes of this year has also been the fact that we've been able to be awarded full service challenge trial programs, which include the manufacturing part, the characterization, which is the dosing determination part of the clinical trial pathway, and then of course the final challenge trial. And that's been wonderful to see. And we've added new revenue streams, which I'll talk about in the next couple of slides. So some of the key events for this year: record sales, I mentioned, 3 full end-to-end programs, including the Omicron challenge contract with Vaxart, a West Coast US-based company. We're developing the Omicron model with, and hopefully have people be exposed to that challenge model come next year. We've also got the CAP certification for our laboratory services, which means that now we can market our laboratory services, both virology and immunology services, to third parties. These are standalone services that we are going to offer independent of the challenge trial lab work that we currently conduct. We also awarded our first field-based trial, which is something I want to build on next year. Also, our clients continue to get breakthrough status with our RSV model, the last one being Bavarian Nordic. Previously, J&J and Pfizer had also achieved this, which was great news. We also finished characterizing our malaria model, and of course, we did get our study published, our COVID study published in Nature, a prestigious scientific journal, no less. So a few more updates on 2022. We did get some amazing publications, so it's important for us to stay ahead of our competition and also be able to contribute to the scientific industry in broad with regards to what we do in challenge trials and how that impacts on getting the vaccine to the markets or the antibiotics to the market much faster. So it was wonderful to see that not only were we able to publish in some leading journals, but also we continue working with such organizations as the Wellcome Trust, the Oxford University, and also Imperial College. We've also had a record year with FluCamp. You may remember me talking about patient or volunteer recruitment being a huge challenge for us. And this year, I'm pleased to say that FluCamp, the platform we use to recruit our volunteer, has had a record year. It already has had a record year, in fact. We've had a very successful Capital Markets Day. We've had some leading scientific academics attend and speak, as well as a CEO of Pneumogen, who talked about why he selected hVIVO for his challenge trial and why, in fact, he was doing challenge trials at all, which I see, again, a huge confidence factor in us, making sure that we know we are doing the right thing. We also attended many scientific and academic conferences, held share investor events, and on top of that, we were awarded 8 new challenge trials for this year, and we've disclosed over £60 million worth of new contracts with the RNSs we put out this year. I, of course, joined as a CEO on the 24th of February of this year, so it's been a great start and a wonderful company to work with. We recently appointed a new CFO in Stephen Pinkerton, who has over 5 years experience of actually working with hVIVO already, so he really knows the company inside out. And we also bolstered our sales team to make sure that we continue on a strong path of new sales we have. So Egle has been great in getting new business in, and we will continue to build on that come the new year. We also expanded our facilities. So first of all, we moved into a completely brand new office in Plumbers Row. So I'm sitting here on the ground floor. On the basement floor, we have a full new screening capabilities, and this adds to the capability we built in Manchester earlier this year as well. So all in all, we're now able to, through FluCamp, screen over 1,000 healthy volunteers every week. Again, the foundations are now laid for our building our growth with regards to the number of volunteers we recruit and the number of volunteers we put into the quarantine unit to address the increase in growth we've seen. And of course, this year, we did take the plunge and make the change in a name from Open Orphan, which was a financial vehicle that we used to merge and integrate hVIVO and Venn Life Sciences. So really, it was the right time to bring hVIVO to the fore, as all our customers and employees and our academic partners know us and is our operating brand.
Yeah, well, that's impressive. When you see it, in visuals at that moment, it's amazing how much you've achieved in the last 12 months. So let's see if we can have a sneak peek into 2023. What are you hoping to achieve then?
But more of the same, hopefully. One of the first things I want to kind of highlight is the market size for human challenge trial is growing. So our Nomad has predicted that by 2028, I think, £700 million worth of human challenge trials will be done. Now, this does correlate well to the number of vaccine trials that have been conducted with regards to phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, and also that the key pathogens that these trials are being conducted at are the ones that we are working on. So on the right-hand side on the slide, you can see a table of the highest research pathogen when it comes to viral studies, where you can see we will have SARS-CoV-2 model next year. We already have a number of different variants of the influenza challenge model, and we now also have the malaria challenge model. And one of the things we will be doing next year is to be adding more challenge models to our list, because we need to continue to grow the different indications we work on. On top of that, there's a number of other things we will be working on. But first of all, as the market increases, we will hopefully do more challenge trials, which will remain our core business. We'll expand on the services that we are offering. So this includes field-based studies in phase 2, phase 3 as a clinical site, the standalone lab work I already mentioned. And also, considering we are the only provider for end-to-end challenge trial programs, that's something else we will be marketing quite heavily next year. The focus will be on delivery. We need to make sure that the work we have in-house right now, we're able to deliver and operationalize and recognize that revenue. And that's key for us. Sales still remains a very key component of our delivery for next year. But the fact that we already have over 80% of the work for next year already contracted. Delivery will be a key component and a key target for us in making sure we hit or beat our target for this year. And as we increase the number of trials we are doing here, hopefully that will bring in greater efficiencies and improve our margins. We have a very strong financial position right now. I think amongst the AIM companies, we have a very, very healthy cash position, and I'm very confident that we'll be hitting our revenue and EBITDA targets for this year. And we have already set a 55 million revenue guidance for next year, and we hope to beat the EBITDA margin for this year. Finally, of course, we will continue to look for our new growth areas. One of the key targets for me when I joined, was to build the backlog, because that was key for us. And secondly, was to operationalize the team so that we were able to recognize more revenue in a shorter time span. And one of the things we did for that was to do multiple challenge trials in parallel. And we have done that, and we'll continue to do that. And the next step now is to look at further long-term and identify potential new opportunities for future growth. So 23 will be a very exciting year, and we look forward to working with you, Justin, and everyone else to make it a success.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mo, if you're hitting those targets, and like I said, you are so busy. You were so busy in 2022, and if that continues, no doubt we'll be catching up several times in the next year. So I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much again. And Merry Christmas.